Hi guys, I'm first. Peter.
You normally wait for me to do it. What is this, taking initiative?
I'm not taking initiative, I just want to be that person that says first. I like being.
You like being first? Or...
Yes.
Hi, from Sweden. We're in Stockholm.
Stockholm.
And today I'm drinking Penfolds because you can take the girl out of Australia, but you can't take Australia out of the girl.
Yeah, we went to the bottle shop and all you bought was Australian wine.
Yeah, because
you're missing it.
Because I know what Shiraz means. I don't know what their other words for wines are in other countries, whereas I know what Shiraz is and I know that I like Shiraz. So if I see a Penfolds Coonaga Hill...
Isn't Sarah the same as Shiraz?
Syrah.
Sarah?
Apparently.
Hey, Sarah.
Apparently Syrah is.
Well, then you know what Sahara is.
But I know what a Coonaga Hill Shiraz Cab Sav is. I know it's good.
You know it's good.
I know it's good. It's nice and food-blooded and Australian. So yes, hello from Sweden. It's cold.
It wasn't that cold. Sorry, there's people riding scooters topless. Right.
And we had
and there's a legless guy in a wheelchair that didn't have pants on.
Our model we just finished our workshops, and our model yesterday afternoon, I met her outside. We were out having lunch. I took her and I was like, I'm wearing a hoodie, another jacket, a long sleeve top, another jumper on top of that.
That sounds like a you thing.
And she's like, it's so hot today. I'm like, babe, it's 20 degrees. Like, just because the sun is out. It was so windy as well.
20 degrees isn't cold.
Yeah, it's not cold, but...
So when we were staying, the first night of staying here, your air conditioning was set at 21.
Yeah, and it was cold. My room is set at 21. I'm cold in there.
Why am I got 24?
I don't know. Why do you
have
have 24?
At 21. I'd rather swap. That's right, you stole my room again, didn't you?
No,
Was that supposed to be my room?
No, I just booked 2 rooms, but this one's closer to the elevator with all the bags.
With all the bags.
But she was saying it was hot and it was 20 degrees. I was like, this is not hot.
And what was her nationality?
I think she's from Sweden. She's not from Stockholm, but I asked her if she's
right,
from...
What is her... No, then what is her ancestry?
I have no idea. I didn't get that far.
I got a feeling it might have been Sudanese.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
Very dark. I really like it when I get dark skin model at the workshop. I really like it. It gives, and Bec normally gets scared. She thinks I'm going to offend them, but you always see they agree 100%. The photographers have got no idea how to light dark skin.
No, I think it's just, I know your spiel, and I think it's when you start, I get nervous that they're going to take offense.
I'm allowed to say dark skin.
No, I don't know, I think it's when you start explain, but then you do come, I don't know, for some reason, but I get nervous about everything. It's me. I have anxiety. 2
lovely old people got into the lift with us last night and you're just sniggering in the back at them.
No, because I knew you...
That was so funny.
I knew you were about to shitstone. We'll get to that. No, we won't actually get to that. We're going to leave that alone.
Why?
Because we are.
It's very funny.
But, yeah, no, we... Model for yesterday afternoon, we were doing fashion in the afternoon. She was extremely tall, extremely skinny, agency model, does a lot of fashion. She's built for fashion. And she had pretty dark skin. And, yeah, Peter does this thing where he explains about exposing for dark skin, and people tend to then expose. They see...
No, it's pretty much if you've got a normal Caucasian, if you've got a Bec in the picture, and then a dark skinned model walks in and Bec walks out, they want to change their exposure.
Yeah.
But if you two stood together, that is a representation of the colour of your skin and their skin.
Yeah.
So if they start to then bring the exposure up because the skin is dark, that's not then representing her skin. And a lot of people don't see it, but I do know there is quite a few dark skin models who really hate that. When you lighten dark skin, you turn that sort of beautiful caramel coffee colour of skin to grey, and it makes them look sick.
Yeah.
And they know it, but I think a lot of them don't realise it's just the photographers exposing them wrong.
And every time you explain it, they all agree, and they say, yes, I've received photos back where I have, my skin looks grey and I look sick.
Like there's the other thing that with the celebrities that want to just go lighter. Well, Beyonce, come on. You look at her, how can you colour change that that much? But it is good because I do like teaching that, and it was quite funny where everyone, all I said was put your hand up, and I exposed off her hand because her hand colours are nearly identical to mine. So using my overexposure warnings, I can use their hand
to get your exposure.
To get my exposure, and the sort of look on everyone's face is, oh, that really worked. Because now we can see once she turned her hand up, her hand was overexposing, but they were all thinking we had to put more light on her.
No, but that was the colour of her skin.
That was the colour of her skin. They did get it by the end because we did that last look we did. It was a really good group. And yeah, in fact, we've had some really good groups on this trip. They're people that are liking the fact that I'm getting them to reset. And a couple of them said they feel so much happier lifting a camera now, knowing they don't have to shoot for other people's beliefs. They can just, I like it or I don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't have to think, oh, what are they going to say, or who's going to like it or not like it.
And that's awesome. You do really awesome, like, deep talks with people.
Yeah,
I think it really gets through to them of just, like, ignore everyone. It's your work at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I'm more pushing I'll push it. I think with the development in the world and the way the world's developing so friggin' quick, because as we get AI computers, the AI can make things even quicker, so development happens even quicker, everything happens quicker, and the rest of the world's not going to keep up. You're just not going to keep up with technology now. There'll be like 5 steps in technology between each camera now, because otherwise they're going to bring out a new camera every month to make up for that. And I still feel, and there was a photographer, Kelly from LA, who we did a shoot in his garage. It was on YouTube and Inspire. And he's all concerned about AI, and I can see why he's concerned about AI, because every frigging company is saying nothing but AI now. Our TV has AI, our frigging food mixer has AI. Whereas I think AI is going to be a problem because there's going to be points where you don't know what's true and what's false. And we've got governments and news agencies that don't want to tell us the truth. And they're going to be able to create stuff that's not truthful. And even though Google and YouTube, there's a button you need to tick if you have done something that is not real, you need to tick the box. But I think there's going to be a lot of people that don't tick that box, and there's going to be a lot with news and governments to get their own way. That's what scares me with AI. When it comes to photography, with music, with art, all of that stuff, I don't know. I mightn't be able to hear the AI music as well as I can see it in like movie or in stills. But the AI music that I think I know of now is the cookie cutter type of music I don't like anyway, so I don't care about it.
Yes.
Yes. Who are you texting? Oh, you're on Grindr again.
No.
I no interest in talking with people.
Thomas, who came to the workshop this weekend, lovely guy. He asked if we wanted to hang out, but I saw it. He said he was leaving at 3 and I've left at 2, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like we've been doing admin and editing and it would have been awesome to catch up and just have lunch or something, but sorry, we've been bogged. And we're about to do the podcast, and he's like, well, enjoy the whinge cast. And I just said, no, we're going to actively try and be more positive for this episode.
Oh, yes, that's right. We're not supposed to whinge.
No, we're going to be positive.
So I've got to cross all my things out now. No. Anyway, AI will be a problem for the photographers that just want to put their camera into P mode.
For professional?
For professional mode, unless they can be incredible artists. So they're not cared about whatever the camera's going to do with exposure and things like that, but they've got this story that nobody else could do. they'll still be fine on that.
Well, it's like David LaChapelle. He had no idea what he was doing, but he always had incredible stories in his...
No, he knew what he was doing. He didn't know what to do with the camera. He had other people to help him with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he just threw a ring flash on the front to make sure the lighting was always the same.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. AI. But he always had awesome...
Yeah, his stories and things like that. But the thing that annoys me, could David LaChapelle start today? No.
Why not?
The way the world is.
Oh, his stories would be like too controversial.
Yeah. Like nobody can bring out another Tropic Thunder.
I don't even know.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh my God. Movie night tonight, you need to see it.
No, I think I know what it is and it's not my humour.
Not your humour. It's just so wrong. It's
no,
right.
I think it's like stupid.
Yeah, it is, but it's super incorrect.
Not my humour.
Not my humour.
Not that it's... I love politically incorrect, but I think it's just too stupid. It's like...
Too stupid.
It's like this thing that Jared watches on YouTube. It's like some really bad...
So he watches stupid stuff.
Yeah, it's like this really badly animated thing, and it's just like the humour is... And he finds it hilarious. But I'm like, it's just not my humour. But then I think Catherine Kim's hilarious, but that's... And that's stupid, but that's like bogan stupid.
Oh, so it can be stupid as long as it's in the Bec line of stupid.
Yes, it's to my palate. Sorry, I have my palate, and I don't think Tropic Thunder is my palate.
Her palate's as tiny as her food palate.
Well, I was gonna get to palates.
Palates.
We were gonna do taste testing. If you finish with your AI stuff, we were gonna do some taste.
Oh, so I'm kicked out of my subject.
No.
So she doesn't want to talk about photography. She wants us back on food.
No, we can keep going with yours. You always push me to talk about what I brought to the table.
That's all right. We'll talk about your...
Normally every episode you're like, so what did you bring to the table?
We'll talk about your cheesy doodle.
Yeah, so for every episode you're like, so what did you bring to the table? And I was going to cut to my table, but we can keep going with your table.
No, I'll finish on my table.
No, we can keep going.
I've lost my flow.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was going to, what I brought to the table, literally, is some cheese doodles. So we're very
You
rich.
should have seen her in the supermarket when I spotted them.
Sorry for noise.
We also found... What? We also found some incredibly large sausages that she couldn't help herself with. Do you want me to put the microphone closer to your mouth?
No.
Was it
They kind of just taste...
ASMR? ASMR?
They kind of just taste like Cheetos. I think they're just like cheap Cheetos.
I was trying to do that sound thing. Well... Oh, they're not open yet. So we can't compare them, otherwise we have to eat it all.
Oh. Well, we already have this now open. So we have to eat it all.
Well, the Cheetos are from Switzerland.
No, they're from here. You got them here.
Did I thought I got these in Switzerland?
I'm pretty sure you got them
No, they have these here and Cheetos in Switzerland. You're getting your S's mixed up. They're not in Sydney.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, I don't really feel like I'm not like necessarily starving, but I just wanted to try.
So you just opened up the whole bag.
Well, I can close it
And what, we're going to put in luggage?
No.
We're flying Finnair, remember? They charge $700 a kilo overweight. I'm not a whinge, am I?
And
not really a doodle shape.
They could be. And then I also got...
Oh, do you want me to get a knife out and etch it?
I also got... Oh, wait, maybe I can that way. I got... so I've been doing some research on traditional Swedish food because I like to eat the food of the land that I'm visiting.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, no, that's right. You did eat friggin' haggis, didn't you?
Yeah, I like to eat the food of the land I'm in, and I found out that they have. So I've been eating pretty much all I've had is Swedish meatballs. I still argue that mine are better, but that's because when I make them, I think I maybe put like a bit too much nutmeg and a bit too much allspice in them. So I think mine are a little bit like overly flavoured, and here
Maybe for the palate of people here,
yeah.
but for the palate of people in Australia.
Yeah. So I do argue that mine are better. But then I found out that princess cake is also a thing they eat here. Apparently they have like a whole month dedicated to it. So I bought some princess cake.
So the princess is going to eat some princess cake.
I'm not a princess, I'm a queen. Thank you very much.
Oh, this is really good for people. Just chew
Sorry.
a little bit louder so at least the people driving in their
That's
car.
really good.
That's really good, is it?
Yeah, it is. You have to try some.
I have to.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm now chewing. But that's
You
really
are chewing
tasty.
and eating at the same time. But yes, she's right. Every restaurant bar one, she's had Swedish meatballs. Every single one. And I only ordered them in one.
I have to rate them.
I must admit though, even last night we didn't go out to a restaurant. We decided to cook in house.
Try this.
And so we went to the supermarket to get something to eat, and I got myself. I just got eggs and bacon, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play a little video right now. So Sweden, what's with the white eggs? They're as white as the plate. Yeah, what the F? How do you get eggs that white? Like, do they bleach a chook's ass? Do they then friggin'... Like, I've never seen white eggs before in my life. Have you ever seen them in Australia?
I don't think in Australia. I think I've seen them elsewhere. But... yeah, that was weird. But then, last night we went to the supermarket and I was trying to get inspiration of what I felt like, and I saw they had a little pre-packaged Swedish meatballs and mashed potato. See,
It just tastes like cream sponge cake and a sweet topping.
Yeah, it's good. It's tasty. So I got little pre-packaged meatballs, and they were...
They're actually nicer than a couple of the...
They were nicer than the second place, but the first place we went to was rated...
the first place was rated the best. I really liked my shrimp on toast there.
Oh, yeah, and
I
I really
thought
liked...
they did the best shrimp on toast.
And I really liked my potato gratin thingy that had...
Oh yeah, with the
fishies in it.
The fishies. Herring. Pickled herring and potato.
Was it
pickled herring.
Pickled?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. 100%.
It was that with like some cheese and some onions and potatoes in a little pot.
Oh no, theirs was salted herring.
Yeah, it was also a thing. It wasn't pickled.
Salted. Yeah, the thing I had the next 2 nights later was the pickled herring, which is supposed to be a thing. It's on a cracker, pickled herring, cream sauce, and a lump of cheese on top.
Yeah, it's called SOS. And they do 3 different types of herring on a crispy breads.
I have liked the food, but Bec tried to take me to this amazing looking burger place. And I walked in and thought, no, my stomach's hurting already.
I didn't say it was amazing.
Why'd we go there?
Because I was just trying to find something to eat and it was walking distance.
So I ordered the peppers, which
And padron peppers.
I was surprised to see here.
So was I.
And they just taste like water. They literally taste like water. I don't know. Some people shouldn't have businesses.
Aside from that, the food has been really good, even though I keep just ordering the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, you've ordered the same thing.
Just meatballs. But they've been fun. I like trying the different places to see their different variation. Like the first place we went to, their meatballs, the cream gravy that comes with them, the first place it had like a nutty kind of flavour, which I was like, oh, that's surprising. The second place had absolutely no flavour and absolutely anything. It was just bland.
The first place, they also seemed a bit fatty. I needed to use the pickles a lot.
They were also
break
a lot
down and very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were olive oils.
Then the third place, I think, were my favourites. That was the indoor place we went to with the blue velvet everywhere.
That's a movie you should make you watch. I think you like blue velvet. It's very much. I think you'd really like blue velvet.
We can try.
It's a bit slow, but you say you like slow movies.
I don't mind a slow movie. I don't mind a slow burn, just as long as it's worth the slow burn.
Well, he's an amazing director, so...
But Mulholland Drive, that's way too slow. But you know what I'm talking... Like, you know the third place we went to? I really liked their bowls, and then...
Did you go tell the chef you liked his bowls?
And that place had the amazing creme brulee.
I did. That was one of the best creme brulees I've ever had.
Yeah, it was...
really surprised me.
Like the smoothest creme brulee in the entire world. It was like so good.
Yeah, so we're both pretty full, but I said, no, I'm going to have one. And
I said, we'll share.
Although, no, we only just got through it anyway, so...
Yeah, we were really... But that was really good cremes.
No, must admit, the food's been nicer. What I've realised is if someone says smash burger, I think of the best smash burger I've ever had. Smashed burger. Smished. I think of the best one I've ever had. And then you go in there and it's nothing close. So if you say pizza, I think of the pizzas I love. It's a fried chicken sandwich. No, it's a burger.
It's a sandwich.
It's a burger. I caught you out the other day. You can't do that. I'm going to tell Jared. Beck has this thing I think we've spoken about before. Burger it's a patty.
Yeah.
So if it's a meat patty, it's a burger. And if you put it into bread, it's still a burger.
Because it's a burger patty.
No way.
It's a burger
It does not
patty.
work. Like you got caught out. There's something on the restaurant and you got completely caught out.
No, it was when we were cooking at home. I contradicted myself.
You did. You got... oh, yeah, that's right.
Because we didn't have burger buns and I put it in
onto a sandwich.
Don't tell Jared anyone, please. Please. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it when I get home.
It's the best ever. I should have recorded it. That would have been awesome. But yeah, I think I've realised what the issue is. So what I should be doing is going into the burger place thinking of the worst burger I've ever eaten. But then I wouldn't order one. That's what I've been doing. The other place, you had a burger and didn't like it one little bit.
No. I took like 3 bites of it.
We did a bolt. We ran out.
It was the second I had my fries first and I got it with a side of cheese dip because that's what I do. I like artificial yellow Velveeta cheese, and it had no flavour. I was like, what? And then after I had the no flavour chippies, I went to the burger, and the second I went to pick up the burger and I felt the bun, all I could feel was like grease on the bun. I was like...
Well, that was like that bun at the other place, but you loved the burger, and to me, I had 3 bites.
In Germany, the smash burger place, I really liked that.
I did 3 bites. I couldn't eat another bite.
No, I thought that was delicious. But this one, the second I touched it, I was like,
Yeah.
And then I started to eat it, and the meat was just like I think the
We
ground...
haven't thrown any food into pot plants this trip.
What, in this country?
In this country.
You have done it in this trip.
Sorry, I meant in this country.
In this country, you haven't. But no, it was just...
It would have been easy on the second night. We could just throw it in the water for the ducks.
Oh my God. No, the meat, the ground, like the fat to meat ratio was completely off. It was far too fatty. It wasn't cooked. It was still pink, and I especially can't do that. So it wasn't to my palate. Might be to others, but it wasn't to mine.
Well, that is the thing. That's the thing
That's
I did.
the thing. I am just also a very fussy person when it comes to food. Even like with your fish the other night. Sorry, we're talking about food again. But you were trying to get me to try the place we went to.
The texture was to your palate.
Yeah,
the
but
taste was your palate. You just looked at it.
It was the look of it.
It looked fine.
No, the look of it. I was like, no, I'm not putting that. I'm not putting that in my mouth.
It looked no different to your fish in the potato thing.
No, it looked vastly different. And if I look at it and I'm like, no, then I cannot bring myself to even like eat it. It was
actually delicious.
I'm sure it might have been, but if I look at it and it goes against my brain, or if I eat it and the texture goes against my brain, like that's it. I'm like really bad with it when it comes to food. It's just how I am. Sorry,
That's
can't
how
change
you
it.
am.
I came like this. I've done this since I was a kid.
You were born this way.
I used to eat friggin' 2-minute noodles in taco shells with grated blue box cheese on them because I didn't like mincemeat when I was a kid. So if my mum made tacos, I would have chicken 2-minute noodles in a taco shell. Like,
imagine being the parents of this. You wouldn't be able to walk into any shop with her out going, Mummy, I want this, I want this, I want this. When it comes to food, I'm not eating, I don't want to eat, I don't want to eat.
I wasn't like that in shops.
Sure?
Yes.
Oh, I want what do we have? I want a cat. Now I want a mouse. Oh, the cat ate the mouse.
I didn't eat it, it scratched it and it died.
Talking about that on the workshops, most people who know me know that I love dog models, and we haven't had many of them, but I've been able to convert a few cat models into dog models. There's a couple that I've actually said to them, so if you had a dog, what sort of dog?
When he says dog models, he means, do you have a dog? And if
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying.
I'm not talking about you, dog ugly models. I'm talking about...
Bitch.
It was quite funny. The model from here, darker skin model from here. Do you have any pets? A fish.
I thought she said a cat and a fish.
No, a fish.
I swear she said a cat and a fish.
She only has a fish. And her brother gave her this fish, so she has to keep it. She doesn't like it at all. Her brother keeps checking that she's feeding it and looking after it.
Oh my God.
But we spoke about dogs with her, but nothing happened. But it's quite funny. It is. Normally it takes a couple of words, but then all of a sudden the photographers see what happens in the eyes. And then when they see the eyes literally change as they hit a certain word, they get it. They get what I mean about it. It's all about the eyes. They can see something just change. There's life in them now. There's a story, there's a thought, there's something in them. And that, even with talking with her, we were speaking about, what she likes, and I think I said, so the beach, and definitely not. Did a few things and found out she's into soccer. And just asking what soccer team, all of a sudden her eyes just lit up.
Me personally as a model, I do find it a little bit harder on workshops to do that. While what you're saying is 100% correct, I find that's really important when I'm on a photo shoot one-on-one with a photographer, but I do personally find it harder to do that on a workshop. And I know that even when you're like, if I have to step in, if we get a cancellation and I step in, you're like, see with Bec, it's easy. But I find it personally a lot harder to give that when I'm trying to give it to like so many...
No, 100%, but it's
so many different people.
The workshop, and that's the same with everything I teach on the workshop, it's not for the image you take on the workshop.
It's so you can learn to go
so
then do it after.
So you can do that. Because when you've got 5, 10, 15 people standing around looking at a model who's never met any of us before, they're already super uncomfortable.
And even though I'm pretty comfortable, at least I know you, at least I know one person in the room. Or if we get people that are coming back.
Everybody in the room knows you.
Yeah.
They know all about you.
But
you got married and you had a honeymoon in Japan.
I still find
you had an Only Farts page. Still got it back in again.
Oh my God. I still find it really hard to actually give my absolute best when I do have like a group of 10, 12 photographers, and then they all are then taking their photo, and I'm always trying my very hardest, but it is extreme. But then I do find I don't know, maybe when everyone else is taking photos, maybe halfway into it, I can feel myself just kind of letting go and then actually doing really good. And then I start to kind of lose it. It's hard.
No, everybody sees the model and they come in, they see the very tight face. They all see it. I normally do my setup, and at the end of my first setup, I try and just break that tight face a little bit. Then there's a point about halfway through the time the model's in there where I put a little bit of effort into taking that model to another level. Then they all comment, oh my God, she just went to a whole different level. What they don't understand, if they weren't in the workshop, it was just them and the model, that next level would have been like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Because it's like when the agencies say, hey, can you send us through some pictures? Or the models say, oh, can I have some pictures? We just say, well, these aren't Peter's work.
Yeah, and I say that to them.
He would never, ever shoot you with all these eyes on you. He would spend more time on the lighting, because where I take it on the workshop is like we might be 15, 20, 30 minutes in. Whereas if I'm shooting myself, I might put another 10, 15 minutes on it. It's really boring for them. And a lot of photographers don't see those tiny, subtle changes. They'll see 10 tiny, subtle changes, but they can't see each little subtle one I do, which is why I keep doing those little subtle changes.
Because like even you do that to me, like we'll be shooting and you'll make a subtle change and you're like, which one do you like better? Do you like this or this? And I'm like, what's the difference? You're like, there's so much difference. I'm like, where? Like, it looks the exact same to me. I think you've done that before on workshops.
There's been times.
And people are like, no change.
There's people said, my eyes aren't good enough, didn't see it change at all.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it's like when I'm teaching the whole thing, as I'm trying to get them to understand their favourite photos might be by a photographer that's been done his 10,000 hours at least and has got to polishing the lighting, polishing the modelling, polishing the retouch. So it's got all that extra detail and time and effort put into it. It's not like I've said, oh, it's okay, let's shoot. It's, no, that's where I start. Now I'm going to make it amazing. Then I'll shoot. And you don't get that till you start comparing your work with the people that you love, and the people you love their images. You drop your file next to theirs, you go, ugh, yuck. And then you realise something's wrong. But the more you look at their work, the more you're training your eyes to what you want to be doing. And hopefully eventually you realise that their work is every step has been polished. It hasn't been, oh, this will do, this will do, this will do, because that makes that difference in the picture.
Yeah. Then it ends up being the photo is a this will do.
Yeah, very much that. Unless, like the Afghani girl and like other pictures, that it was that frame and it didn't really matter what camera you had, what lens you had, what aperture, what lighting. Yeah, nothing mattered. It was the capturing that absolute split second that happened made the photo. Which it's a fluke, but it's not a fluke. He still caught it. Nobody else got it. So I don't say it's a fluke. I guarantee you the photographer was trying to get it. I know myself, the amount of times I've gone, oh, I just missed the shot of the day. So I saw it coming and should have clicked it at the second I thought it was going to happen.
You said you did that with me the other day.
Yeah, I did. Missed it. I was like a tenth of a second off.
Maybe you should have been a better photographer.
Maybe I should have been. If I had my Hasselblad, I would have got it.
Oh my God.
So I would have taken so many better pictures of you if I had my Hasselblad.
You sure? I'm sure you would have. I love that. I'm so happy you have a new back at home.
Yes, I'm a bit happy that the back turned up. Got delivered, so I get home and I have...
a third one again. So I feel like I'm really
second, I say second. I think one of the other backs is on its way out. I've seen that line come up on one of the other backs. That's why I haven't been using it. That's all right.
No, it's not.
Well, it's that...
Sorry, I feel like I'm being really casual today, just in my leggings and my hoodie, lounging back. Doesn't matter.
That's you every day.
No, it's not. It's absolutely...
When we're not going out, we're just working in our office.
Oh yeah, at home I rock up in trackies and boots.
So it's just a normal work day.
I'm just being casual back today.
Casual back. So she did some artwork this morning.
Oh, yes.
She decided to tie-dye her sheets with claret.
I don't know if you guys you can kind of see if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening in the car, sorry, you can't see, but where I'm pointing to right now, so my room's exactly the same as Peter's, and this is like this little flat edge that's got a little narrow wooden beam, and then the bed is there. So last night I poured myself a glass of wine and put it on this little narrow wooden edge next to the bed.
Don't put up there.
Fell asleep with a full glass of wine, woke up this morning and went to get my bucket of water, which was not located here where I thought the wine was, and went to grab it and pulled the glass of wine towards me and spilt red wine literally all over my bed and panicked.
Well, I went down this morning to do my washing. There's only 2 washing machines and 2 dryers. Both washing machines are full of white sheets. And I'm thinking, friggin' the staff here, they're both finished. Oh no, hang on a minute. One looks finished, the other one looks like it hasn't even run. So the finished one just pulled out and put onto a rack. Not once I think Becca's decided to recolour her room. Then when I saw her later on, I find out, and she didn't even realise she paid, because it's a pretty cool system. You just go in, put all your stuff in there, dial in your thing, go over the wall, tap your card. So pick the machine you're on, tap your card on the wall. It puts its soap in as well. It's all got a little motor, the soap into it. But you didn't even go back to the machine and hit start.
I did on one of them. Anyways, yeah, so it came out of
pretty. We're going to sell it as artwork. Bec's going to sign it. She might even fart on it and sell it as on the Only Farts page.
It's come out of the sheets. We should go down and check out in the pillowcase. It's come out of the sheets. It didn't come out of the mattress protector, but I haven't washed it.
Well, it didn't come out of the pillowcase because she didn't turn the machine on.
No, I haven't even washed the pillowcase or the doona.
Now.
The pillow cover. The pillowcase cover.
Yeah, that's what's in the machine downstairs.
Yeah, but the actual pillowcase and the actual doona or comforter.
No, don't you mean the actual pillow?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's not a case.
Sorry, the actual...
You're the case.
It's the actual pillow and the actual comforter. Yeah, they're tie-dyed now. But I saw the cleaning staff in the hallway and I said something to one...
Yeah, you went and found third world country cleaning staff that couldn't speak English.
She kind of understood me. I told her, I was like, sorry, I've had an accident. I spilt red wine. I know I check out tomorrow. I know cleaning tomorrow. And she's like, okay. I'm like, but I'm telling you, like, there's been a really big spill of red wine. And she's just like, okay.
We watched American Psycho last night, so it was equivalent to one of those scenes.
Yes, when he goes to the dry cleaners and says it's cran apple. And it's seriously what it looks like in my room. Oh, my God. Idiot. And I've been panicking about it. I'm like, do I call? Because then we get an email about checkout and they're like, if there's any malfunctions or damage, let us know. I'm like, well, I did.
Well, I rang them up and said you malfunctioned. You malfunction every day. They couldn't give me a response.
I'll let the cleaning staff know. I just feel bad. I just hope they don't charge us for it because I feel really bad. It's a really big stain.
Charge me for it. There's no us. They don't have us card. They only have my card. Oh, now she's feeling even more bad.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
I'm stirring you.
I'm not a pot.
Sometimes I think you are.
It's no different to my wedding dress. Why must I drink?
Has that been done yet?
I don't know. My mum's got too much on her plate at the moment. We're not talking about that though.
No, we're not talking about that.
No. But she's got too much on her plate. So I don't know if that's been done. But it's just so frustrating. Why must my favourite drink in the world be the thing that is the biggest stain in the world?
Because you're the biggest stain in this world.
Bitch.
So it has to be equal. You need to leave a mark so people know Bec's been here.
Well, that's why thankfully I mostly wear black clothing so that If I do spill it on myself, you can't see it.
I think you spat wine on me once, but it washed out.
Spat?
Yeah.
Why would I spit wine on you?
I might have said something you didn't like.
I would never spit on you. That's disgusting.
I think you sort of laughed and...
I think you're making things up now.
I do vaguely remember.
No, I think you're
little wine droplets all
I
over
think you're
me.
reaching now.
I'm not reaching. No, I'm serious. I remember something happened and you might have spurted wine in. Is that better?
Yes, that is better.
Spurting wine.
Rather than spitting. That's disgusting. Don't subject me to that.
Subject you.
All right, what's next?
What's next?
You brought nothing to the table.
Yes, I've got heaps on my table. You've run out of yours, that's why you're asking for mine.
No, I was giving you a payback.
It's not payback. I've got a couple of things on my thing.
What's on your thing?
One thing that stands out more and more to me is how people don't know how to do business. How you walk down, like we're in Old Town here, you walk down, restaurants full, restaurants empty, restaurants full. If I was running those restaurants that are empty, they would only be empty for 2-3 weeks. I'd be making major changes. Like, it's just, why are these people, like where we went the first night, we stood in the rain for 15-20 minutes or something. And there's other people standing in the rain waiting to get in, but then the next restaurant, there wasn't a single table taken.
Yeah.
So if I was a restaurateur, I'd be going, oh, let's me come in and sit down and have a meal and see if this food, so let's suit my stuff. In fact, even better, get somebody who is fussy, so employ maybe Peter. I was going to set up, Reggie, a good friend of mine, we were talking about this years and years and years ago, as we wanted to do business mentoring, and it's basically, you book us, we'll come out, your staff won't even know who we are. If it's a restaurant or whatever, we'll go in there just like customers. We'll be a little bit difficult, but not unreal, no, just a little bit.
And
Just to see how they handle it.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned this, because when you asked me, I think yesterday morning, what I was watching on my phone, was I fell down a rabbit hole of watching Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay, whereas he's not anonymous, but that's exactly what he does. He goes to these restaurants that say, hey, we need help.
Yeah, but a lot of that's also blown up for TV.
Yeah, but still, he goes in.
It is the same thing.
And most of the time, like every episode seems to be the same, but most of the time there's bad management, but also, and the food's bad, but then a majority of the time it's because they're like, the menu is too big, you're trying to do too many things. So how can you do everything correctly if you're trying to do too many things?
Yeah, don't be a jack of all trades.
And that's also kind of tying back to photography. What you say, if you do weddings, parties, anything, yeah, you can do it all okay.
Yeah, see, I find it really easy. I can sit down with a photographer and all I have to do is look at their webpage or their social media. That's all I have to look at. And I will see all their faults really quickly.
Yeah, if you're too confused.
You can't go through the world using a shotgun to shoot. No, sorry, you don't understand how shotguns work. I forgot about this. You really need to be a sniper. You really need to say, there's my target, I'm going to hit my target. All my marketing, everything I'm doing is, there's the target. If you just go, I'm going to throw a whole heap of stones with my eyes closed and see who I hit, it just doesn't work.
Shotgun's still one bullet.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, shotgun's a whole heap of ball bearings in a thing. When it comes out of the gun, it spreads. It's not one bullet. A normal gun is one bullet. There is shotguns that have a great lump on there for killing elephants or whatever they use them for. But no, you're confused. You don't even like guns, so don't even go there. But I just find it really, with business, it's really easy to sit back and just think you're the greatest in the world and your business is awesome. But I've been a bit flat on this trip because the world has changed and I'm trying to find where I go. And it's the same thing. It's because how many people are going to make money out of... I'm trying to think of something that doesn't exist anymore.
Fashion.
Yeah, making beautiful fashion. No, I was thinking of going back further than that. So coming around and filling up people's oil lanterns in their house.
Yeah.
Or cleaning chimneys, right? So things are going to change in the world, and those professions aren't going to be... There'll still be a tiny amount, but I just look at the amount, and we see it, like downstairs, massive restaurant. The cost of that area down there, they've got a bar and it's nice and clean, looks well, we haven't eaten there, but we've had a drink in there. But we've walked past it nearly every day, it's just empty. And there's another couple down the road, and they're massive, they're big, they're fully empty. That's going to be costing an absolute fortune. So why are they empty? Is their food shit, the service shit, are they overpriced? Are they not on point with what they're actually doing? Because most likely, most likely in Sweden, unless you're in a tourist area, Swedish meatballs isn't the thing because everyone makes them themselves.
Or goes to IKEA, apparently.
Or goes to IKEA.
I must try the IKEA ones now.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
No, 100% I do.
And how many times have you been in the shop and just thought, you don't deserve my service? How many agencies have we spoken to you think, you do not deserve to get any work? You can't even answer your phones, you can't answer your emails.
I begrudgingly paid that agency fee today.
So there was one agency we contacted and said, no, we've got no models available for those dates. Beck then found a model. The model goes, can you book me through the agency? It was that agency. The agency didn't contact one single one of their models. Then the agency said, she was so happy with the day.
She said she had nothing but positive...
She had nothing but positive things to say about the day.
I follow her on Instagram now. She's changed her profile picture to
one of the photos
that was taken on the workshop. And I did everything. The agency asked me to pay her in cash. I paid her in cash. She was so happy. She was so thrilled. She had the best day. And I messaged her privately, and then the agency still charges me an agency fee. And for what? What did you do?
Nothing.
They
didn't even invoice for her.
Exactly.
They didn't book her. We'd already pre-booked her.
And then I paid her in cash. The only thing they did was that then I spoke to them and I sent them the call sheet for her that then they forwarded on. But I could have done that to her. It was just so unnecessary, and it was an exorbitant agency fee as well. I don't want to tell you, you'll see it when you do banking, but it was ridiculous how much they charged for their agency fee for doing nothing. And it's but I guess that answers your question, is how do businesses run? They run by doing shit like this, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I'm certain.
And it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I have no problem.
I'm certain there'd be faults. My businesses have.
Yeah.
And I try and look out for them. And I get picky about certain things. I get really angry if things aren't. When I say angry, I don't yell at Beck. I'm not that type of person.
He yells at me all the time.
Then you ask for a tummy rub. So leave me alone.
Smacks me, hits me around.
There's things about customer service I'm very, very fussy about.
No, I know, and I've been, from day one, I've been told, and then I think maybe a year or two into working for you, you pulled my head in a little bit. You didn't. I was joking, by the way. Peter just pulled my head in and was like, in a nice way, Peter was like, hey, look, you complain if you contact a company and you wait 2 days for a response, so why are you leaving emails sitting here for 2 days when you can just respond to them now? And the amount of times I get emails back saying, thank you so much for getting back to me so quickly. And that...
Well, it should be replying as soon as we can.
Every time I wake up and I have a little blue flag on my emails,
Yeah, we have a flagging system. So Beck sees a red flag, she knows she doesn't even have to look at it.
That's for Peter.
I'm handling that. And if the blue flag
that's
means
for me.
I'm not going to handle it.
And every time there's a blue flag, I get onto that. I normally start at the bottom and work my way up. And I get onto my blue flags daily, and I will not close my laptop until all my blue flags are completely cleared. And that's the way I work. And I think that's really important, is to reply to people as soon as I possibly can.
And there's other things that we've spoken about over the years, and you say, no, it's a nothing thing, and I get really hung up about it. It's like I don't like companies that put frequently asked questions. If they've put it there, they haven't put those details clear enough on their webpage, and they're frequently asked. So maybe your front page should actually state some of those things, because it wouldn't be a frequently asked anymore.
No, we have frequently asked questions on our page, but like I know even one of them is, will Bec be modelling?
I know.
And I'm not going to put that detailed when we're advertising a workshop.
Some of those things are different. But I'm talking about a lot of frequently asked as, like I guarantee you Adobe frequently asked would be, how in the fuck can I freaking unsubscribe? Because it's nearly impossible to unsubscribe. And we've had this a little bit with Inspire, trying to make it as easy as possible for people to unsubscribe. But I still feel we should have on the very front page, unsubscribe. Because of so many people, I'm not going to call them dumb, they're just too dumb to see account. Click on your account.
We can't have it on the front page. It's going to make the entire front page look ugly. You have to go to account, and the second you click,
for some reason people can't.
But the second you click,
doing that.
But the second you click account, it says unsubscribe.
I know, but how many people are going and unsubscribing, or saying, "How do I unsubscribe?" So obviously,
not very many. Not very many,
there's a lot of people don't understand what account means.
No, because since we've changed it so that once you click on account and put it right there in a big red box saying unsubscribe, how many emails have we seen since we made that change?
Not as many. We still get a few coming through. We still get a few coming through PayPal.
Hardly any.
They've unsubscribed through PayPal.
Yeah, so that means they've still managed to do it. Seriously, there's hardly any compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, but
since we made
you know
that
where
change.
I'm coming from.
Yeah, but we're not putting it on the front page. That makes it look ugly. You want to have the photo of Tisha on the front page with a big, massive thing that says unsubscribe.
Yeah, right across her face.
That's what you want.
I didn't say I was any good at marketing.
That's a made-up job anyway, so...
No, it's a bugbear of me. There's been quite a few companies that I found it so hard to unsubscribe from something.
Yeah, but we've made it easy.
Well, no, it's all right. It's just that when we do get the emails, every time I see one, it's like, so how can we make it easy
I think
for
we've
that
had
person?
like 2 in the last year.
Yeah, but it might be they just might be 80-year-olds living in the basement.
I think we've had like 2 in the last year since we made that change.
Right.
So we make things easy.
It's still pointing out where my mind is if people are asking a question, there should have been more clear that they didn't even need to type.
Yeah. Well,
so that's what frequently asked. I suppose then if you did all the frequently, then the next set of frequencies aren't the most common. I still find
our frequently asked is very different to what you're saying.
I know. But that's because
I get where you're coming from, but our frequently asked questions are very specific. It's like I explain as much as I can.
I understand.
No, I know. I'm just explaining to you.
What's Bec's Tinder account? Where's her OnlyFans page?
No, but it's like even I explain to people. So coming to the workshop, bring whatever lens you love shooting with. Peter normally shoots around this, but you can bring whatever you want. We just want you to bring whatever you can. But then I still get emails. What lens should I bring? Should I bring this? Should I bring that? And it's like, and I have in the frequently asked, what lens should I bring? And I still say the exact same thing, which is already listed because I still always get asked, what lens should I bring? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Models do not care what lens you're shooting with.
No, I do understand because there's other workshops where they want you to bring fast lenses or wide lenses or telephoto lenses.
We don't.
But our workshop isn't about
as comfortable, whatever you're comfortable shooting with, whatever's going to make you take a great photo, that's what you should be bringing. And models don't care, and Peter doesn't care either, just as long as you're comfortable and happy and you're able to learn. and you know that lens, and even if it's a zoom lens, it's a prime lens, if that's what you love shooting with, bring that.
Yeah, and one's most comfortable for you. But it was quite funny that...
Sorry, I sound like I'm getting narky. I'm just more like...
Oh, you sound like me.
I don't mean to be narky. It's just more like bring what you're comfortable with.
But see, the problem is that a lot of them aren't comfortable yet. They keep watching YouTube channels and keep buying more and more lenses. They haven't found their lens. Because they turn up at a photo shoot, you've got 12 lenses in their bag, and spend the next 10 minutes thinking which lens I'll go. And while they're shooting with these lenses, maybe I should have grabbed this. They're not taking good pictures because they're thinking about camera gear. You can never take a good picture while you think about camera gear.
I loved Otto, the guy from Finland who came this weekend. He loves shooting with this super wide angle shot. He shoots with a Leica, and his lens has it looks like a square on the front. You probably know the lens.
Yeah, a lot of them have that with a little hole in the corner.
His lens had a little square framing inside.
Oh no,
of
that's
it.
just a Q. That's one of the Q cameras. You can't change the lens.
No, you could change the lens.
Well, I have lenses with squares on, but the square is the lens hood. Then they've normally got a little cutout in a corner, so the rangefinder can see through the lens hood.
Or maybe it was. I know it was super wide angle.
There was a couple of people who had Qs.
But he absolutely loved it. But
No,
then
that was a Q. That was a Q2.
And he
24mm.
And he kept apologising. He's like, "Sorry, I've got to get close. It's really wide." And I'm like, "I don't care."
No, that was a Q2.
And
so Q2, they say it's a 28, but it's actually really a 24mm lens, which is wide.
Yeah, but so he had to get close. But then he also, before you even spoke about fashion models don't want to be shot up here, get down low, he would get down low and with super wide, and he was showing me the photo, and I was like, these are incredible.
And one of my favourite Australian photographers, Georges Anthony, his stuff he shot on 16mm on his Canon, some of my favourite fashion shots I've ever seen.
But he was like, I love shooting super wide and shooting like this. And I was like, well, if that's what you love, then awesome. And
well, that's it. And one thing that I know I really... The workshops have been so much harder without my Hasselblad, but I think I've taught people more.
Yeah.
They now know, every single person at last three workshops understands now how inaccurate f-stops are. They all know that this, where light meters, and people are going to still argue me, they're not. Light meters are inaccurate in f-stops because our camera says our f-stop is this, but it actually isn't.
Sorry.
And that's, if we're in cinematography with T-stops is accurate. Every T-stop, it's measured the amount of light that's going to hit either the sensor or the film. An f-stop is a mathematical calculation. And what's happened, I've been doing the workshops on the Leica SL2 with the 24-90 on, and it's a dark lens, which means I'm getting my exposure perfect at f8. Everybody else is overexposing at f8. They've got to go to f9, and Nikon, because Nikon tend to be brighter, they've had to go to f10. And they're all saying, I said, no, you watch, if I change my lens, all of a sudden I'm overexposing on the Leica. It's just every lens, the f-stops can vary up to a stop. So you might think you've got a 2.8 lens, but it's not. It's a stop brighter or a stop darker. And it's really pointed out to these people. And then there's so many of them actually gone, I now understand exactly why. Use your overexposure warning or your highlight alert or your zebraing.
Don't just go off numbers.
Don't go off numbers. Let that, because whatever lens you put on, those alerts are telling you what light's hitting your sensor. It's ignoring f-stop numbers. It's saying the light that's coming in through now is clipping, back it back. And you change your lens and you go, oh, I can punch it up more because this lens is darker. But
Exactly.
I still don't. It's so much easier. Although there's it's the last workshop, not the one we've just done, the one before. Berlin, where one of the guys had the Hasselblad X, and I hate it because there's lots of guys that spend a lot of money on it, and they like it or they want to like it because the amount of money they spent on it. And told him the reasons why I just did not like the camera at all, and why that was a camera that I told Hasselblad I don't want to be an ambassador anymore. This is not. I would never endorse his camera. And he said it had lots of firmware upgrades and all of that, so he let me use it for one session.
And you hated it.
The autofocus was absolutely terrible. The blackout time, and then the over-sharpened pictures. And as soon as I took it, we zoomed in and said, see, it's got sharpening on it. And he could see straight away, yeah, this is a sharpened. So I put my hand next to the screen, and you could see it was so much sharper than my hand.
Gross.
And you can't turn that off.
And no one actually unless you're doing wildlife or architecture, no person in the
landscape,
world.
wildlife, architecture, still life. But we don't teach that.
Yeah, I know, but
we're teaching art, fashion, portraiture.
No human in the world wants to see. Why do you think Botox exists?
There's no model in the world wants their skin sharpened.
That's why we get Botox.
Yes.
Which I need to get some when I get home.
No, you don't.
I do.
I'll show you a friggin' video of these stupid women that go too far. You do not need it.
I just need a little bit.
No, you don't. No. You know, it leaves scars. When you get older, you're going to have scars.
I just need a little bit.
No, you don't.
Just a little bit.
I like to know when you're angry.
No, because I always look angry.
No, you don't always look angry. You don't look... So I have never retouched that out in the photo.
No, I need to get rid of it.
No, that's only your angry line that people need to know.
No.
You're about to get spat on with red wine.
Shut up.
It is. It's your... Be careful, I'm going to spit red wine on you. It is. It's my warning line. Whenever I see it, it's like, quick, get out the sheet. Don't get out the dooney. You can't stick that in the washing machine. Pull out the sheet. We can always wash it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope we were a little
Are you cutting us off, are you?
Yeah, we're at time.
We're at time.
We're at time.
You can see that she just wants to spit on me again. Right, we can finish it and spit on me.
We're at an hour and 3. Do you want to give the people some more? Do you want to keep going?
No, that's all right. I'm fine. What was I just going to do? What's the thumbnail? You spitting?
I don't know.
I know, I've already showed a picture of you spitting on my glass.
What?
The tomato.
Yes.
Yes.
No, the photo you took of me holding the sausage I look absolutely fugly, but
Oh, we're going to do that.
we can show them the sausage. Oh, we can do what? There's a photo of one of the sausages, and we can take a photo of some meatballs. I don't know.
All right. That's photos of sausage is pretty funny. Beck loves it. She's found a place that has bigger sausages than Ollie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Could be an MGK.
I still need to do that. It's my best friend's birthday on Wednesday. It's going to come out on Friday.
So it's Wednesday. It's going to come out on Friday.
The podcast comes out on Friday.
Oh, so it's already passed.
Yes.
No, but your best friend's birthday's Wednesday.
Yes, and this
and
podcast...
if you don't get it done quick, she won't get it on her birthday. The podcast don't care about
She doesn't listen to the podcast anyway.
No, but... So you're happy to give her a birthday present a day late? Anyways.
I'm going to do it after this. I'm getting my best friend a personalised message from Ollie Sykes for her birthday. It's costing me an absolute arm and a leg, but that's what I'm doing for my best friend.
Alright, so what I might do is I'm going to go down to the supermarket and buy that sausage and take it back to Melbourne for her. And I'm right on it. Love from Ollie. What about that?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyway, we better finish before I go down the drain.
Have a good week. We will see where we're going to see everyone next.
Aren't we going to do something from London?
We'll do something when we're back in London in a few days. Well, next week for you guys.
Next week?
But yeah. See you back in London. And
see ya.
Catch ya.
We didn't whinge much.